welcome you to our Capacity for Dev webinar, which is today focusing on monitoring your group performance. And my name is Marisa Metsnikova, and I am the community manager of Capacity for Dev. So what we will be actually covering today, we already passed the networking of 15 session, and we will be speaking about what is the KPI and how to actually set your objective as such, because then you can know what statistics you are looking for. I will then give you a virtual tour on our website, as well as today we will be using another tool complementary to Capacity for Dev platform, which is CSV file and Excel, because these are kind of a part of any statistics as such. At the end, as I said, we will have a question and answer session for 15 minutes. And what is also available is that we will take a group picture where you can be tagged then on our social media channels with your organization. And then I will also ask you about any feedback and suggestion that you might have for our webinars. So what is the objective of your group or project? This is the main question that I would like you to ask yourself, because you were, for example, mentioning here that you are coming from low carbon modeling, or even from the EU climate change dialogue, EU learning, and also other sectors and fields which have different kind of objective for your either group or project. So when it comes to the statistics, you should know what you want to monitor, and in terms of that, you will set your objective as such. I would like to use in this sense a chat, if it's possible. I will, even though I said that I will not monitor the chat as such, I would like to ask you to actually now write if you have any objective regarding your own group or project that you would like to achieve. So, for example, getting more views or dissemination, as Sylvie was mentioning, or any other objective of your own group virtual space on Capacity for Dev, and if you can share it with other people to the chat so that they can get inspired of what objectives can be used as a goal for a group or project. Well, and if you don't want to share, then it's also all right. Patricia just wrote views and downloads. This is really interesting, and it's also statistics that is available on Capacity for Dev, because every time when you are actually publishing something as a content, you are usually interested in how many views this content got, or what are the number of downloads. So thank you, Patricia, for sharing this. And other people, you can also share it while we are having this presentation. I just hope that I am sharing, because it seemed to me that before I was not doing so, but now it seems okay. So this is about the objective. So I hope that all of you at this stage set some kind of objective that you would like to achieve with your own group or project. So, and this is also about what is the success of your group, because the objective can equal the success. However, the objective can be, as Patricia said, that she wants to have more views or more number of downloads. However, when we can say that group or project is successful, it's usually when we have a specific number. So let's say that I will say that my group is successful when I will have, let's say, 200 views of one content per month or daily, or depending on different objective and what is actually successful for you. Because as we may know, any project at the beginning is always rising, and the expectations as well. So it's important to set always the specific goals that we can then say that the project or group is successful. And this is by actually setting the number to the values that we want to measure. For this, we are usually using the KPIs, which are the key performance indicator. I'm sure that most of you already heard about KPIs, and I don't want to mention something that you are not aware of. However, when it comes to the capacity for dev and that it's 80% of community creation, it's important that the KPIs are always in the background of your mind. So by setting KPIs, your organization will make smart business decisions about the direction of all current projects. So actually by setting the different kind of number of views or dovlans or any other measures that you would like to indicate can then help you with the decisions about business decisions that you are making. KPIs also evaluate the success of an organization or of a particular activity in which it engages. And always, when it comes to the statistics and the measures as such, you should be smart. But be smart in the sense be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So, usually, when it comes to the success, such as the objective that you want to achieve, you should always be specific. So, that you should be able to say why it's important or be clear about what each KPI will measure to. It should be definitely measurable. So as we said, you should define a standard, such as, for example, 200 views per day or 300 views per 1 week or 1 month, depending on your objective. But always it should be achievable, because I can have a big head about that, yes, from day one it will be successful, and I will say, yeah, I will have 10,000 views per day. However, we should also be true to ourselves that these objectives should be achievable and realistic. And it should be also relevant. So your KPI must measure something that matters and improves the performance. And definitely time bound. So you should always take an agreed time frame, as I was saying, for example, within a week, within a month, or quarterly. So, and what we have available on Capacity for Dev. If you are a group owner or administrator, which I think that most of you are, because at the beginning I actually wanted to ask you if you can raise your hand if you're group owner or administrator. However, this webinar is really tailored to only group owners and administrators, that I guess that most of you, or 100% of you, are the group owners or administrators, and therefore there is available for you an export by content and member. When it comes to the content, when it comes to the members, you can then get a different data, such as the name about all of your members, content posted, comments, invited by whom, then also date of joining, status of member, and other things such as organization and country. I have there some kind of typo, and I cannot even understand what I wanted to say by title comments, but let's say that it should be a number of comments that the member actually published on Capacity for Dev. Then there is available an export for content, which is also really interesting for you, because there you can get an overview of all of the titles that you have published, the type, if it's a wiki or discussion, or for example, document, who was the author of the content, how many likes it has, which is equals the recommendations, how many comments, dovlans, and shares. So now I would like to go slowly but surely to a virtual tour. But first of all, I would like to ask you if you can raise your hand if you have already experience with CSV files, which means comma separated values. So just raise your hand by using the tool on Teams because this will be actually pivotal to how far I should go deeper into the how we can process the CSV file to the Excel and then get the information that we want. So, okay, thank you very much. And I will now move to our platform. I really like how fast some of you can react because I just say thank you, and some of the people actually put down their hand. So this is nice to see. So I am logged in as a user, and when I want to go to my groups that I am owner or administrator or also part of, you can every time navigate yourself by the bar which is at the top, which can also facilitate your daily management on Capacity4dev. For the purpose of this webinar, I became a group administrator of the group, which is called Capacity4dev Owners and Administrators Groups. If you are not part of this group, then please let me know to our support email, which is support@capacity4dev.eu, that you are not part of, because there are really interesting articles about the management of the group or project. However, speaking about statistics, what we are interested in is that we want to get to know how many views we have, also different overview regarding our members. And this can be done by going from the homepage to manage group, as you are used to when you want to manage anything regarding the structure or also owners of the group. And when you scroll down, you can then see here group statistics and put export. If you click on export, you can here use either predefined periods such as today, yesterday, last week, or last month, or you can even use the start date and end date. Unfortunately, we have just statistics available on Capacity4dev until 2019. And so we want to know all of the statistics since January 1st, 2019 until today's day. And then now there are available two different reports. So either you can get content export or member export. I would like to show you both how they look. So then I click on content export and member export, and it starts downloading. For the efficiency purposes, I actually downloaded beforehand so that I don't need to face any, let's say, technical contradiction with my internet as such. So I will immediately show you how it looks when you are downloading it. So now I will share the whole my screen, and here we are. So what we have downloaded here is these two files. So here the one on the left is the content export, and here on the right is members export. For those of you who do not have experience with the CSV files, which is content separated value files, it might seem as quite a mess, because there is not a lot of things that you can read from it. And this is the reason why we need to kind of clean it up. But it's really easy if you know how to do it. So if you don't, I will ask you to take notes, because this can actually really facilitate your life. Because when I learned it myself, I was not scared anymore of any CSV file or even of the Excel sheets which look similar like this. So if you ever get the file like this, the first thing you should do is save it in the Excel format, because then it will be much easier for you to navigate yourself. I will name it as a content so I know how I saved it. And now we have Excel sheet, Excel file, which most of you are familiar with. However, we still have quite a mess here. And what we want to do is, because each of these row is kind of saying something important that we want to get into the different columns. So here you can see that we actually can get title, type, author, publication date, etc. However, to get it all straight and done nicely, that we can then also make nice graphs and to report it to somebody, we need to get it to the column. So here I am clicking on the first column, which is A, and I am putting the selection of the whole column A. Here we have the CSV file. We had CSV file, which is actually not comma separated, but this is called pipe. And we want to use this pipe to actually use it as a pattern to separate it into the different columns. In order to do so, I will select only one pipe because, for example, on this MacBook, I don't know where on the keyboard I actually have pipe symbol. So in to do it as much efficient, I'm just I'm just copying the selection of one pipe from the first column being A. I still have the selection of the A column, and I am clicking on the data. Here in the data, there is a function called text to columns, which is really important. And here we are having delimited or fixed white. We are interested here in delimited because we want to separate it by commas or tabs or anything else for each field. And I'm clicking on next. Here usually as a default you have a selection of tab. However, here you can select any other kind of separation you want to make for your own file. If, for example, your Excel file is separated by comma, you click on comma, but you can see that there are just two different sentences which got separated, and it's actually because probably of the title of the content which has the commas inside. So we definitely don't want this, but we are interested in other, and we want to put there the pipe that we copied. When we just did this, we already can see in the preview that the columns got already separated, and it looks much clearer than before. So you can see how is the difference between before and now with the pipe being selected in other. I just select on next. Here I don't need, so I just click finish. And here now we have nice Excel file that most of us are actually familiar with. The only thing is that I can make it more efficient for me to understand what each of column means. And now you have the overview of the title, also the type of each content. So for example, here we have title of the wiki page, which is called resources, author of this wiki page, when it was published, the link that I can also share with my colleagues, for example, how many views it has, how many likes I received for this content, or even comments, how many times it was downloaded, if actually there was some content to download, and how many times it was shared. But what to do with this kind of Excel sheet? You can just read it as it is. So you can be interested just in the specific title that you just published recently, or you can filter it and you will get the filter, how you can then navigate yourself. For example, you can here I will just go slower because I'm not sure if some of you are familiar with the filter option. So in the Excel sheet, if you are clicking on the whole block, and here in the data clicking on the filter, you will get filter for each column. So then you can filter, for example, types of the different rows. So if you, for example, want only discussions, so you can get the overview of all discussions, then you can just clear the filter. Or if you're interested in how many content was published by different member of your group, then it's also possible here to get the result also by the date of publication. Here I don't want to really get into some kind of basic learning of Excel, so I will just give you a hint. So if you want to get only the publication date, you can Google left right function, and then you can be able to get separated the date from the time, and then you can get the descending or ascending filter. However, also here you can easily as well select if you want content only for 2020, 2019, and it's super easy to navigate yourself. As I said, also hyperlink, and then the different views, recommendations, comments, doublons, shares, etc. And but when it comes to the objective that we were speaking about and the achievements, sometimes you might be interested in the most successful content as such. But how do you measure the success? If you are measuring success by comments, then definitely it's easy to get, or by doublons, also easy. But what if I want to get a content which is the most successful throughout the views, recommendations, comments, doublons, and shares together? So this I can do by putting equals views plus comments plus recommendations plus doublons and plus shares. I forgot to put actually like this. And then you got that here. This the first title called resources got the number of 74 actions. If you want to compare it with all of the other contents, you can just easily move it like this, and then you can create again the filter for this column again, and you can then do it ascending or descending. But now I a bit misconfigured my Excel sheet with showing you as fast and as efficient as possible what you can do here, which will then give you what is the most successful content, and you can then navigate. You can then more navigate the content of your group towards what people actually like to interact with, or what was successful in the last 4 months as such. When it comes to the members, it's quite similar. However, when it comes to the project, so if among you are rather project owners than group owners, you can get also the content statistics. However, you are not able to get member statistics because for the project, it serves rather as an external website where you have a project owner and administrator. However, you are not building a community. Therefore, the member statistics is quite irrelevant for the project and program. Therefore, it's why today's webinar it's called. The title of today's webinar includes a group because it's more interesting when it comes to the community building. Here I would like to just show you really quickly what is available in the members. So here you can see that you can have first name, last name, total content posted, total comments. This was the typo that I had there. Total comments posted, invited by, and from when the member is part of this group, and other statistics as well. So you can also play with it if you want to, for example, do some kind of competition or award for your members who is the most active group. You can do it with this kind of statistics and with this kind of CSV file if you are interested in who is, for example, the most active member of your group. But when we are speaking about today's webinar, it's also important to know how you can improve your statistic of your group. And I made a quick list about maybe it can give you some inspiration or some tips how you can improve the statistics or KPIs of your own group, and you can then also come up with some creative ideas how to do the community management of your specific group. So first, definitely is communication as such. So the communication with your members, it's really important that they know what is happening inside your group. If there are some new activities that they can participate in, or any updates such as newsletter or any other knowledge that they might be aware of. So the communication is really important. Then also when it comes to the communication, it's really it's also, I would like to stress the importance of notifications on Capacity4dev platform, because not a lot of people are aware that here on just let me go to another. Yes, here. So not a lot of people are aware of that even when you are posting something inside your group and you are ticking a box, notify the users or send notifications, it's actually according to the users how they have set up their notifications. So it can also be maybe worth it in regards to your group management that you can write to the members of your group if they can check what is the notification setting of your own group. And this can be available if you are clicking on your name in the left top corner in the settings, and scroll a bit down to your project group notifications. And here you can find maybe your group, or in this case, I will use the group that I used, which is Capacity4dev Owners and Administrators group. And here you can set if you want to receive the newsletter about this specific group, immediate, monthly, weekly, daily, or never. I can be just why I'm mentioning this is that as a successful community manager, I think it's necessary to also notify your users about the possibility that they can actually change this kind of setting here. And you can even tell them, for example, why they should change to monthly, immediate, daily, depending again on your objective and what you want to achieve as a success. The next recommendation as such is definitely contact the users, but this we mentioned in relation to the notification that you can that you can write to the members of your group regarding the notifications. Also publish the events, because sometimes people are members of your group regarding the different topics, and they would, for example, like to exchange different opinions, perspectives, feedbacks. So you can organize, for example, focus online groups or assembly or meetings, or even ask if the members of your group would be interested in something similar. And also events can be really interesting in dissemination of your group, because then it will show up in the global navigation bar on Capacity4dev. You can also, for example, collaborate on the content being published with your members, so that you can send them via contact form a message that if some of the people would like to, for example, publish some article inside your group on this different topic, that you can collaborate together. Or you can also establish an award for the most active member, as can be possible to get from the member statistic CSV file, or give award to someone who published the best performing content inside your group, which can be from the content statistic CSV file. This is also really important to mention, because sometimes if the group has a long history, people actually forget to invite colleagues to your own group, and the colleagues can be actually the one who can get really interested in the actual content being published inside your group, or even use it as kind of a nice update regarding the topic as such. So you can also ask your colleagues, maybe via email, if they are already part of your group, or even you can invite them. And how to measure the success in terms of the group on Capacity4dev, I would say that it's coming already from the CSV files that you can export, which is content and members. Because when you have the quality content and also the members who are interested in the topic as such, then it can be measured as a success. So this is so far from the statistics that I wanted to share with you today. And now I am available for any questions that you might have. I also would like to mention that we are now having in a pipeline that we want to do an award for the members. However, it's still in the pipeline, and there are not more details yet, but you can get excited in a more gamified way of the platform, in terms of sharing, for example, how the groups are going, how the groups are in comparison doing together, and you can also get some Capacity4dev awards in the near future. I see that Susan raised her hand. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure to spending with you Tuesday afternoon, and also seeing new faces among us. So I wish you have a nice rest of the day, and don't forget to leave any feedback if you have some suggestion or positive or negative feedback that we might be aware of. So thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.